What's up, y'all? We're back again. Here we are, episode 16 of CountryBoyz. Back where it all started.
Back in the OG studio.
Back in the studio. If you haven't seen the show, we're going to every country. We've already been to 16 of them. So this is our 16th. This is actually going to be our first one in Eastern Europe. You got me, your host, Jeff. We got Matt, the co-host.
What's up, guys?
We got Justin, the audio producer.
Hey.
And we got Jason, the video producer. We're all here.
Hey, we're back.
We're back again.
We got things to say.
Moldova. Let's just start. What do you guys know about this place?
Not a damn thing.
Okay. So Matt did his regular research. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm Googling it right now.
Okay.
Ask me in 5 minutes.
The biggest thing that strikes out to me about Moldova is like Europe has like a, you got talent show, and there was like this like saxophone player, like like a band or an artist, and he was from Moldova and he got like second, and it was like just one of these clips. It was like wildly popular, and just like every time that country got brought up, I just like, think about it.
Yeah.
You talking about that song contest thing or whatever they call it?
Eurovision?
Yeah, I think it is a Eurovision, and it was like got number 2 one year, and it was a hit.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I did see that coming up when I was hard at work doing my research earlier today for like an hour.
The first thing that came up says, why does nobody go to Moldova?
Yeah.
We're here to change that.
All right. So let's just get into it. Why don't people go to Moldova? So it's not the smallest country in Europe. We've been to much smaller. Liechtenstein. We went to Andorra. We still have smaller to go. We still have to go to Monaco, Vatican City.
Right.
But the thing about Moldova, it's not the smallest by land or population, but it is the least visited in Europe. So nobody visits this place.
Ouch. Your friends don't really like you, Moldova.
Yeah. It's kind of rough for them. They're not very popular. No one goes there. I don't think they really have a kind of tourist infrastructure, but at the same time, it doesn't seem horrible. So I just think I think they're doing a bad job of marketing themselves.
I mean,
more than
you should ask, like, would we move there now? And at the end of the episode, ask.
Okay, let's do it. Should we? Are we moving there?
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Just to boost. Well, no, we're not moving there. We're
Okay,
gonna
are
go
we
visit
visiting
there
there?
to boost their tourist
Okay.
numbers? We're gonna help out Moldova.
And
where is it?
okay, so let's get into this. So the size, it's 13,000 square miles, not kilometers this time. So you can get it. Maybe Maryland-ish size.
Okay.
A little
Crab cakes and
bigger
football.
than Maryland.
Yeah.
But 3.3 million population. 75% of the population are Moldovan. And then the other 25%, it's kind of a mix of Romanian, Russian, Ukrainian. Where is it at? Physically, so it's a landlocked country. It's one of 4 European countries that only has 2 borders. Most European countries have, 3 or at least. So it only has 2 countries that border it, and it's Romania and Ukraine.
Okay.
The language, the official language is Romanian. So we'll see. They're very close to Romania. It's kind of like a Romania who went their separate ways at points. But most people speak Romanian. A lot of people still speak Russian. And unlike Romania, there's still a huge kind of Russian influence. And still a lot of people are kind of miss their Soviet heritage, or at least in certain areas.
They're gonna be annexed next.
Yeah,
Well,
and there's actually...
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're recording this in July 27th, but at least for the past couple months, there's been a lot of talk of that's where Putin might go next, or at least this region of Moldova. That's kind of its own thing.
Didn't know anything about that.
So one of the other reasons why people don't go here, it is the poorest country in Europe by GDP. I don't think there's regions. I think in the main cities, it's still poorer than most places, but it's no Nauru. I'm just saying that. So going into the physical, we said it's landlocked. It's not really mountainous. Like Romania's got mountains. Ukraine has kind of diverse terrain. This place, it seems like it's just kind of flat, maybe hilly, some flat hills, maybe a couple forests thrown in there. But I want to say the highest peak was like a couple thousand feet. So we're not talking a mountainous place here. So I think just like rolling hills in a kind of valley area.
All right.
Some of the pictures look nice as far as the atmosphere and the cities and things. So I don't know if we said this. The capital is Chisinau or Chisinau.
Definitely
know.
didn't say that.
I've heard multiple people saying it different ways. So I think it's Chisinau.
How's it spelled?
Chisinau.
Yeah, sounds like a Chisinau.
Yeah, anybody speak Romanian? No.
Oh, yeah,
Broken,
no.
just
It's my, like,
broken
fourth
Romanian.
Okay, well, then maybe
Very broken.
maybe you can tell us then. Is it
And now I
Chisinau?
It's very small piece left.
All right, so let's get into the history of this place. So it's been occupied. I think like Romania too. It's been occupied by everybody. Like everybody's come and gone. All the Visigoths and the Ostrogoths. And I don't know if
The
actually those
Goths,
ones, but
yeah. The Ottoman Empire probably
yeah.
covered that
Yeah,
too.
The Ottoman Empire,
and then maybe the Persian Empire too.
We're talking
so
the Mongols, maybe the Persians.
definitely the Mongols.
Yeah.
All those characters.
So they're kind of like the biggest slut of Europe.
This is like the centerpiece of Age of Empires. The Romans definitely had some land in this place. So
Okay.
I think going back, if we're going ancient history, everybody made it through Moldova.
Right.
And then it kind of compounded. I think it was in the late 1400s. They had this guy, Stephen the Great. You know how we love crazy people on CountryBoyz.
We love them. We love 'em.
I don't know if Stephen the Great was that crazy. I think he was just a good ruler who fought off the Poles and all the people trying to conquer it. Mm-hmm. I didn't find any crazy shit. So look, sorry, we're not going to go into Stephen the Great. If you're watching CountryBoyz because you want to see, who's the crazy guy from Moldova? Okay, it's not him. So he's just the guy that kept coming up. He's their George Washington, I guess.
Okay.
In 1812, it was overtaken by the Russians, and it was a Russian territory. They declared independence from Russia in 1918. They joined up with Romania, so they were one country at the time. And then in World War II, it was regained by the Soviets. That's kind of how it was until the fall of the Soviet Union, and then they've been their own country since then. But one of the things that it kept coming up, and this is kind of the piece of land that I think Russia would be trying to reclaim at this point, if not the whole country. I think it's specifically this one area that's called Transnistria. Transnistria. It's a sliver of land in the west, and it's basically like an undisputed country that like everybody who lives in this place just thinks they're their own country.
Okay.
And nobody recognizes it. It's not recognized by any like international boundaries or anything.
Right, just kind of its own territory.
Everybody in this place is very into what the Soviet Union was, what it was about, the architecture. So this place, Transnistria, they're like Russia super fans, but they have their own currency, they have their own army, they have about 500,000 people. So a good
good little chunk
of the country, like a sixth or so of the country. They have their own flag, their own president, their own anthem. And it's kind of frozen in time from like their
Soviet Union.
what the Soviet Union is. Even if you go to like Russia and Ukraine and parts that are like more Russian, like they've still kind of moved on. This place is very
still
like
stuck
old
in
school
USSR.
Yeah.
Stuck in
on their flag, they have like the hammer and sickle, which even like Russia doesn't have. Like they're the only country that has
Still
this.
holding on to communism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this place was super interesting, and this kept coming up in videos and just kept coming up in my research that I was doing. One of the crazy things about this territory, so I think it was last year, they had a soccer team, Sheriff FC, that beat Real Madrid. It was their first time ever going into Champions League, and they beat Real Madrid in Madrid. But that was, I think, the smallest team to ever get into Champions League was this team, and they beat Madrid. So that was kind of crazy. But just looking at this place, even the restaurants, it's like, Soviet style, like old Russia, like just everything.
Kind of crappy. I don't mean, could be nicer.
Yeah,
Is that what
well,
you mean?
I
Or
did
just
see when people were there,
dated?
like, because this region, they're kind of autonomous. What people were saying is like, people leave, but nobody goes there. Like, nobody goes to Moldova anyway, but if you do, you're going to Chisinau, you're going to somewhere else.
Right.
You're not going to this place.
Yeah.
It's like Hotel California.
Yeah.
You don't leave there.
And I did see a video of some guys who went there, and yeah, the food didn't look too good. It looked like not a place you'd want to visit, but the people there were super nice and friendly because, they don't get any outsiders ever.
Well, holy shit, man. Their sheriff's department looks like a fucking Burger King. We're gonna have to screenshot this and we'll throw it up. Yeah, no shit. It's
like
pretty good.
looks like a Burger King.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was a Burger King and it was.
It could have
transitioned
been.
into a sheriff's
It looks like
office?
maybe it was a diner.
Why do they have a sheriff's office?
I don't know.
Why do we have them? Bad
Well,
dudes
I don't
are
know,
out there.
but like sheriffs, that's like old Western shit. Like
Oh,
I can't think of
there's a
Russian.
star logo on it, like an old school
Oh,
sheriff.
okay.
And that's
Yeah.
their soccer team was Sheriff FC. So maybe they're just into sheriffs.
Maybe
there.
they really like
Oh.
sheriffs.
I mean,
Oh wait, no. This is a supermarket. It's called Sheriff.
Doesn't translate.
so
My bad. I apologize.
their soccer team's called Sheriff. Their supermarket's called Sheriff.
Well, that must mean like a-
is there Sheriff? What's their Sheriff called?
I think
gotta be
that's
like a
probably their
word
sponsor
or
or something.
some
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not. They don't
But
call
then-
their police officers sheriffs. And
Shit if I know.
Yeah. Well,
how do you say it again?
Transnistria.
Transnistria.
This place got me thinking. Have you guys been to like any, like Colonial Williamsburg, like a Civil War reenactment, Plymouth Rock, like one of those places we have where it's just kind of people pretending to be stuck in a time period. Maybe a Renaissance fair, something along those lines where somebody's or a group of people are pretending to live and function in a certain time.
St. Augustine has a little bit of that going. St. Augustine in Florida. I mean, it's not a ton. It's not like a giant whole. It's not like the whole town is into it, but there's a little bit of that.
It's the second oldest city in the North
First
America.
of the city.
Yeah, I think it was the first.
What is?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I
St.
thought it
Augustine,
was.
Florida.
Santa Fe and
I thought Santa Fe was
yeah,
because the Spanish were there first, and like they'd gone up the. But maybe I'm wrong on that.
I know
I could
I've
be wrong.
I know I've been to St. Augustine, and
usually wrong.
I want to say St. Augustine might have been first,
And then
but
Sault Ste. Marie, like the French would use that. So it was like in between Michigan and Canada. That was like one of the other oldest like
Huh.
cities in the North America, anyways. Like,
so what do they do in St. Augustine? Like they just pretend to be old Spanish.
Just some of
settlers?
the there's just some of that going on, like you would at like some sort of a Renaissance fair or something. It wasn't anything crazy.
oh, okay.
Did they have artisans and stuff, or was it
Weapons.
like
Like-
were they
Yeah,
have? Like,
I mean they reenact the whole like because there's a fort there, so they do the reenactments at the fort and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean nothing crazy. It's been a while since I've been there. Actually,
did you like going
10,
there, or were you
11
like
years.
this blows?
I mean I thought St. Augustine was pretty cool.
No, I mean that reenactment stuff.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah,
Like watch a fake cannon fire off and like an explosion in the bay. Like okay,
That's
let's
pretty
see some
sweet.
real shit.
yeah.
My very first Instagram photo is from that fort, and it's a picture of rectal scrapers that was in the museum.
So you did like it.
Loved it.
This was back before I thought anybody else would ever see my Instagram. It's still there though. I kept it. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
See those rectal scrapers? Is that what you said?
That was my very first Instagram photo. Is rectal scrapers.
Gross.
What about you, Jason? It seems like you have something.
I live for people who can't break character. No, I remember once it was like an old farm type thing, and we were pretty young. It was like an elementary school field trip, and it was like, okay, we're gonna like churn butter, and everyone like stayed in character and was just like, and maybe they did bring a TV in and showed you some video about something, but yeah, it was like as a kid, it was more meaningful and like showing you how hard people's lives were.
Right,
yeah.
I think that really hits hard, and you're like, holy crap, like this is how things got done. So
Yeah.
There's no Big Johnson T-shirts here. What are they doing?
yeah, but yeah, it was fun, and then of course Renaissance festivals, like I've always, those were always
Yeah,
cool. So
Renaissance festivals are always fun, but
Oh, they're
I
awesome.
think it's a different kind of reenactment. Like you have the people there who are doing the voices, but then it's when you go to one of those Colonial Williamsburg or something, it's like they're in it. They're like 100%.
Right. My buddy and his wife do a lot of that, like here somewhere, and they're both like band geeks, and then they're band geeks in olden times too, So it like really like it's like, oh, we're like the same people, but 200 years ago, and they seem to really like it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And, but yeah, I don't know. I think with the Renaissance festivals too, it's like there's a lot of time periods and like real and fake things going on. Like there's dragons there, and I'm not disputing that they have or have not lived, but I'm just saying like
Are you?
Yeah, I think a Renaissance fair.
yeah, I am actually.
Pretty sure they didn't, but
A
We'll talk
Renaissance
about
fair,
this
like the
next
timeline, the timeline goes from like 500 BC to like 1850.
Yeah, it's like
It's like
still-
you'll see a pirate and then you'll
Yeah.
see like a caveman. It's like, wait, that's like 10,000 years worth of history.
I mean, I've been to the Pirates of the Caribbean part and Disney. They all kind of act
Yeah,
like
so not in a theme park. It's
No,
got to
I
be
know, I know.
like a theme park. You're kind of expecting it.
Right,
This
right,
is
right.
this is more of a. What about you, Justin? Is there anything like that?
I think I went to one around Waco once, and they were there was a blacksmith there. It was a really small scale thing, but they were doing some of that out there.
Yeah,
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
worse.
biggest one for me definitely is Colonial Williamsburg, where the whole town is just pretending to be, in the 1700s. But I think the thing with there is, the people go all in, and even if you're trying to ask a regular question, they're just like,
In character.
they're just in character a little too much, or it's like, okay, I get it. Like you're a basket weaver, but be a little, if so, you also,
I know you have a
Live
cell
it.
phone in that back pocket.
yeah, I mean, imagine if that's, oh yeah, I've been working at Colonial Williamsburg for 50 years, and like you just get home and just completely abandon this life, and then during the
Yeah.
day it's, no, I'm the smith.
Follow me on Instagram.
I mean, I've obviously never been to that. Do they live there for like periods of time?
Some people do, but
And, like,
again,
they-
I mean,
they don't
they're
leave
not
the
in like
lifestyle?
a grass hut. They're they have an apartment somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But
I
it's
didn't
like
know
a
if it was,
job,
like,
so they.
because like those Civil War reenactments and stuff like that, like some of those battles went on for a long time, and so they live it
Yeah,
or whatever, however long the battle went on.
I think Civil War reenactment takes it to a whole nother level. That's just like,
That's the real deal shit. You know? It's like the other people are like, come back when you grow up. You want to do some real fucking reenacting.
We're the only country that does that, like reenacts a civil war. That's like a stain on our history, and we're so proud of it.
no, I want to say I've seen, like European countries do it where it's like, oh, let's reenact the Battle of 1416.
Yeah, I bet you they don't do that in Germany.
Yeah. No,
I bet they do medieval type shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they're
medieval
not doing
stuff.
World
but-
War II stuff.
Not
for sure.
enough time has gone by yet.
Yeah,
Justin. We
still
can't-
too,
it's too-
still too soon.
Those
But yeah,
are pretty-
Give
I'm
another
pretty
50
sure.
years.
I'm pretty sure most places have some sort of thing, but maybe not a civil war, but some sort of
Yeah.
inner.
I think people are just nostalgic to the point where they'll do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, clearly these people in Transnistria, whatever.
that's what I never got with Civil War reenactors. Is like, are they just reenacting the battle as it was, and they just know, okay, I have to die at this point, or is it kind of like you have some lee room where it's like, I can be a rogue Confederate soldier and like take down Grant, or like how structured is a Civil War reenactment?
Yeah, is it like Dungeons and Dragons? Like,
Yeah.
are there like, can I roll on
can I
this?
break out
All
of
right,
this?
if you get a 20, if you roll a 20 on a 1 die 20, yeah, this happens. You kill Grant. Like, pretty
the South
unlikely.
wins this time.
Yeah, the South wins this time.
Because I feel like most people doing Civil War reenactments want the South to win, and so they want to change it where it's like, oh yeah, if this would have happened, but I've seen Civil War, like I've seen Civil War reenactors, like there was a ton in Virginia, like you go out to a diner on a Sunday.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cracker
down the
Barrel.
highway.
There's a lot of crackers in that barrel, I'll tell you what. But yeah, there's a lot of people around, but it's like, I don't know. I just never, I don't think I ever would go to, like, I'd rather do so many other things on a Sunday, but
I wouldn't even watch
I'd be
one of
interested
those
to know
things.
what's like the dynamic.
I mean, I guess you could watch it on TV.
Yeah,
The
I
real
think that'd be worse.
Watch the half-an-hour History Channel version of it, Jeff.
Yeah.
What do you
but-
use that cable for?
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day, but but yeah, I don't know. And maybe in Transnistria they reenact some Soviet German battles, or maybe they do something there. But
Well, what do you mean? Like, so when you say it's stuck in that time, like, is it their politics as such that like they just like they're lacking? Like, they run their country in a communist way so much so that it doesn't actually work out. Like,
I mean, it's very. It seems like it's very kind of delusional, but I think how it all happened was Moldova became a country in '91. This region of Moldova was just like, no. They're like, we still want to be with the Soviet Union. And then it's kind of just like compounded. And since they're I guess, kind of shut off from
That's kind of what I mean.
from the
is it
government.
like-
They're kind of just like a self-running place, but I think the people there don't know maybe any better. Like they're just kind of living in this like,
Okay.
70s nostalgia era that's almost like Cuba, where they're like stuck in the 50s for
Okay, yeah.
50
Yeah, I
years.
see what you're
Like
saying.
I think it's that kind of
Yeah,
mentality or something.
that
but-
makes sense. I see what
But
you're
yeah, if you look it up, Transnistria, and yeah,
be sure to do
might,
that.
might be in the news sooner than
Yeah, I mean
Really
that's a total parallel to the southern region over there in the Ukraine.
yeah. And this is actually it
Right.
borders the
It's-
southern
it's
region.
right- yeah,
so
it's right
near,
on there, yeah.
it's near there. Let's go into the cultural. One of the kind of weird landmarks is they have the Little Prince statue. It's like a 4-inch statue that's like that big that I don't know. A lot of people go and take pictures of. I don't know why, but
Prince.
no, it's just like a little boy prince, and it's not. I think it's from like a French poem or story or something. It's not even a Moldovan
Yeah.
prince.
It'd be a lot cooler if
I mean,
it was,
is it
if
like
it was
on a
Prince.
giant? I mean, where is it at? Is it sitting on a giant pedestal and it's just this little 4-inch?
It's on a river, so it's next to a river on a little podium.
Interesting. All right.
So that's one
It's
thing.
pretty awesome,
Unimpressive.
dude. It's cool. It's
It's quirky.
it's quirky.
It's a little prince.
It's, you know, I could buy a little mini one in a souvenir shop.
Yeah, yeah. You can
Yeah.
buy the same size and say, "Hey, I'm like Carmen San Diego. I stole the Little Prince
Prince.
statue."
You are kind
Oh, I
of like the
missed that
Carmen
game.
San Diego of the group.
Yeah, it was a good game, and
That was a fun game.
the TV show was
Killer,
was pretty good, too.
groundbreaking.
I forgot about the TV show. That was just one of those few games that you had. Like, you didn't have a whole lot of games back then, so it was like that came like right after what Oregon Trail. It's like Oregon Trail,
So
and
it was
then the
around,
computers
yeah,
got
after that.
upgraded, and Carmen San Diego
Oh,
came
the
around.
computer. I was thinking of the
Computer
board
game.
game.
Yeah, well, there's also the show.
boy,
There's a
there's another
TV
one.
show
Yeah.
too.
It was a game show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Game
actually,
show, that's pretty.
fun little fact. I
You were
won the
almost
geography
on
bee
it.
in 5th grade, and that was my
Nice.
prize. Was Carmen San Diego board game. It was like a
Hell yeah.
grand,
nice.
grand prize.
It's
You
kind of
still have
crazy
it?
though. Full circle is like Jeff wins a geography game in 5th grade and then starts CountryBoyz.
Hey,
You know?
and you all thought I was just some dumbass up here, but look, I got the credentials to back
And
it
I
up.
got Carmen San Diego's board
playing
game at
Carmen San
home.
Diego.
I got that
So-
Carmen San Diego board game at my parents' house. I'm gonna bust that out.
I'll go get it right now. I swear to God.
So one of the advantages, I guess, of visiting this place, it's the cheapest in Europe. So if you do go there, it's like dollar beers. You know, you can go out and eat like a pretty big meal for cheap. So
But it's like Russian food.
yeah, but it's Russian Romanian, so you might get a little
Okay.
something good there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like Siberian food where you're eating just boiled potatoes. Like they do have some pretty good.
Already talking
sounds-
shit about a country we haven't been to.
Hey, so,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a region of a country that I know sucks because there's nothing there. One city that they had is Soroka. It's like the gypsy capital. So a lot of the Roma people ended up there, but they have a lot of kind of cool architecture and stuff there. We already said there's the epic sax guy. I think is the guy they call it who won the
Runner up or
Eurovision.
did he win?
or sorry, what he got second.
I think, but we're gonna verify that.
Was it an actual sax? This isn't that weird thing that you see on Instagram pop up. every
Yeah, I
now
think
and
it
then,
is.
Does that
There's like-
flute thing? or
No, I think it was
whatever.
a sax.
Was it
but
a sax?
What's his
think-
name?
It just said epic sax guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he goes by.
Yeah. Call me
Sergey
Epic Sax Guy.
Stepanov.
I feel like I had this.
But
That's a badass last name, Stepanov.
Yeah, it is.
You best be stepping off.
The one thing though that like somebody I actually recognized, and I guess I didn't do this much research, but at least the song, I think it might be the kid, but maybe you guys can verify. But the song, it was like one of the original like YouTube videos, but it's like the like my he. Like that's
yeah.
The guys who made that song are from Moldova. I don't know if the kid like doing that is Moldovan though. But that song was written by a Moldovan group.
You're right. They're doing a bad job of marketing. That should be the first thing that everybody knows
Yeah.
about Moldova.
Should be on their tours and videos.
Should be the national anthem.
That's the one that was that the one that got turned into that T.I. rap song with like T.I.
Yeah.
and yeah, okay, I know
It's
what
a Beautiful
yeah, I know what you're
Life.
talking about. Yeah, it's a beautiful life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called the Numa Numa
I was
song.
gonna start singing it.
Let's hear it.
Quite there. If we had had some pre-gaming today, I might be singing a few bars.
Let's see if that kid, like the kid in the video, if he's actually Moldovan or if it's just the song is.
Research.
Good to know.
Doing the
'Cause
research.
Justin, pull that up.
When I was looking it up, I just kind of assumed that he was Moldovan too. That
Sure.
if he knew about the song, he had to be. But
Right.
he could just found it on Napster or whatever.
LimeWire. Whatever.
LimeWire. Because that was, I mean, that's like one of the oldest
So-
like viral videos. I feel like that was like
It was an
Like
early
Evo.
I
one.
feel like the
Yeah.
grape lady
Yeah.
video, you know what I'm talking about, where she's stomping on the grapes and then she like falls. She's like, she's like in pain, and it's like a local news thing. They're keeping the camera rolling.
All right, I found him. American.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Gary Brolsma.
Brolsma.
I mean, he looks American more than Moldovan.
Yeah.
Especially that picture with the American flag behind him.
Found that pretty quick.
He's American AF.
So that's at least a little bit of the cultural stuff that we found. But yeah, the Numa Numa song, best thing to come out of Moldova, except for now that we're into the food and the drink officially,
Uh-oh.
their wine. So they're big wine drinkers and big wine producers.
Nice.
So it's actually I think 12th in wine production.
In the world?
Wow.
I think so.
Wow,
I mean-
nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
And one of the crazy things with this place, so they produce a lot of wine, but they have like these insane wine cellars. So they have these wine cellars that are under towns that, like, the biggest one, it's 150 miles of tunnels.
What?
And there's like 2 million bottles of wine in these giant wine cellars that you can, like, you need a bike just to get around, or like
That's a shitload of
Golf
wine.
cart.
yeah.
And that's one tunnel?
That's one tunnel. They have another one that's like 75 miles, or so they have multiple.
Could you live on
Jeez.
just wine? Like if you were like that was like your bomb shelter? I mean, is there enough nutrients in wine? Or
I know
wouldn't
that
be
there
very
was a monk
healthy,
that
but-
did that off beer.
Okay.
He had a beer a day and lived off beer but it was, I don't think it wasn't like a Bud Light, but
Right.
like a, super dense
Bud Ice.
IPA.
Bud Ice.
Yeah,
will-
yeah, Bud Ice.
Bud Ice will sustain you. Bud Light? No.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bud Ice and Cheetos is a lot of people's diet if, you
I mean,
don't
that's
have
really
a house. Then
that's all you really need when you think about it. So
But yeah, there was a monk that did it with beer, and it was a certain, kind of beer that had at least a little bit of nutrients. But
sure.
Right.
but yeah, with wine is that's definitely their big thing that they're kind of known for.
They also have a wine holiday. National holiday. You get the day off. First, what is it?
We probably have a national wine day too, but
First,
yeah.
the first weekend of
National
October.
Tequila Day the other day.
Everybody gets the day off and gets drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a national everything day. We're not
Yeah,
just
we do.
wine. It's like
Yeah.
here's a national Shiraz day, and
Right.
here's a national like Arizona and Chardonnay. So just going into the food, so similar food to Romania. A lot of the stuff it's like like borscht and
Right.
just kind of your standard Eastern European fare, but they are big into polenta.
Okay.
So mamaliga was, I think, their national dish, which is like polenta with a vegetable stew. But they got polenta balls. They got, I think, beef. I don't know, a lot of beef maybe. There is a cow on their flag, so I think that's kind of like their national animal.
Right.
And also, just one thing, at least with wine consumption, I think they're the second highest alcohol consumer per person, like behind Belarus, I think. So,
Belarus is number one.
yeah.
Alcohol consumption.
I think as far as like total,
right per capita.
like I know like the Czechs are the biggest beer drinkers, and
Right.
probably Italians or French are the biggest wine consumers per person, but this is like,
We're the biggest seltzer consumer.
yeah. But yeah, I think as far as just overall, doesn't matter what the style of alcohol is, they just consume
Right.
the most.
Okay.
But yeah, so what's everyone's verdict? What are
I mean,
we
I kind of
thinking?
want to go to. I'm gonna not get it right again. Let me see. How's this?
Transnistria?
Transnistria. Pretty curious.
Yeah.
Honestly, the video of these two guys going, I forget the channel, but it was like a well done. I don't know. Sometimes when you're watching these YouTube videos to get some research, they're like bare bones guy with like an iPhone walking down the street. You can't hear it, but this one was actually like really well made, and they went there, and it seemed pretty wild.
So I just wanted to check before whatever. But yeah, are you gonna ask us if we
how
like
the women were?
Yeah,
Is that
I just googled, and maybe just this like.
Are you on some Moldovan porn site? Oh yeah.
I know.
You literally just threw Moldovan
That's
women
not your
into
computer,
Google.
Jason. Calm down.
It's the city of Austin's computer.
Hey, you're gonna have a virus on there. in
Yeah,
2
too many
seconds.
Moldovan
Yeah.
women virus. Sounds like a good
All
problem to
right,
have.
so is Jason in now?
I think she's
I don't know. They look
Jason.
I think
pretty-
from that grunt you made, I think you might be.
they look pretty healthy. I don't know. I'm gonna double check later.
Matt, there's a travel warning against Transnistria right now.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I think now.
Well, yeah, that would make sense right now.
Now especially, but even when these guys went there, I think it was whenever that Sheriff FC game was. So I guess it was fall of 2021.
Oh,
but
it was in Sheriff.
no, so the game when they were there, they had a game there, but they also had a game in Madrid. But the game that they won was in Madrid.
Speaking for Liverpool fans, you should have finished the job, Sheriff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that was.
Yeah.
They could have all changed.
You had to bring it up. I was like, wait, they beat him last year?
Yeah.
This last year.
They did
This one that just passed?
They did what Liverpool couldn't do. Some no-name team from Transnistria. How does that feel?
It doesn't feel great.
All right, so you think you would go there? You think you would go?
I'd be interested in checking out Transnistria. I mean, wine's great. If their wine is that good, I don't know, it'd be worth checking out.
Yeah, and I think since there's not a lot of tourism, you would kind of,
You'd be a rock star there.
Yeah,
Matt,
you'd be able to.
You'd be like, I'm Matt from America. You'd be like, whoa.
I don't know, man.
He's here.
Like Borat or
Two ways that
something,
could go.
like those other-
Yeah, or you
Yeah.
get chopped up,
Yeah.
sold to pieces.
Hey, the hotels are like $30-$50 a night too.
Nice.
Yeah, it is super
Stop by?
cheap.
Stop by. Just take a trip in.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have all
out.
that money in the CountryBoyz account that we can just like go.
Well, we need to start selling some like maps or something.
Yeah.
Something people can get their hands
Place
on.
mats for babies.
Something we can just price scout Sean on. That.
Yeah, we only have one real super fan, but
All right, so you're.
I'm going.
You're
Yeah,
going?
yeah. I'm
He's
gonna
going.
bring a bride back.
Okay, Jason's finding a bride.
I'm on the fence. I'm gonna say no. No fun.
Oh, party pooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have just given a grunt for that one.
Are you gonna go? Yeah, but then we won't know. Are you looking at Jason's computer or are you agreeing?
You see this one?
All right, so Matt, it sounds like you're in.
I mean, I'd be willing to check it out. Maybe not under the current situation or whatever. but
Yeah, give it a year or two,
yeah,
maybe.
I don't want to show up like on the doorstep of Ukraine because that
Yeah.
shit went down.
You need to do a little bit of fighting. I think.
You need to toughen
Hard
up.
no.
yeah.
Oh, my bad. You know
Harden
what?
the fuck
All
up.
those Civil War reenactments I didn't do as a child, I got to
Yeah, now you have to actually real war, no reenaction war.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I was kind of on the fence at first, but it does seem kind of interesting. I don't know. Just going through it. Maybe if you're in the area, I've never really been to Eastern Europe, so I think it would be interesting to go around and kind of see. And I do think
But-
some of the old like Soviet style stuff, it's just
It'd be worth checking
very
out.
different
Yeah,
than
it
what
is
we're
very-
used to. So
right.
I do think in that aspect it would be cool.
Right.
But yeah, I'm
I mean, a
gonna
day
say
or two.
yes.
We're not talking about like hanging out there for a month or anything.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe.
Hey, you name your
Jason's
your
clearly
travel.
staying there for a little
No,
while.
I
He's
do
gotta
think,
get
though,
introduced
that-
to the family and
Yeah.
I do
figure
think
all that out.
that
Get some paperwork going.
Learn Romanian.
Make sure she can get her passport. Make sure she says she is how old she says she is.
Hey, you're getting a little too specific right now.
I mean, you're the one.
But I do think that because it's so similar to Romania, though, would I really go, though, is that if I went to Romania, would I go to this country next? Probably not, right? Of like, I got my fill of the culture and the food and everything else there. So if it wasn't super easy, like train or plane or, whatever, arriving there, or like a friend's like, hey, I'm driving there, hop in. Like, okay, cool,
Right,
man, let's
right.
see where we go. Crazy ass adventure again. But yeah, I think if I was in the area and I was like, cool, I want to see Romania, I'd be like, oh, you go to Moldova or somewhere else? Probably would, like, if it's just like Romania, like maybe not, and there's nothing like rolling hills. There's no ocean. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the Black Sea.
They don't. Black,
They
the
don't.
river.
Hey, we have to wait on our fan to confirm that, or whoever's
Yeah, Shane,
whoever's over there.
YouTube this or Google Maps this.
All right, so I think that kind of wraps it all up. Next, I think there's technically one sub-region we haven't gone to, and it's the stands.
Kurdistan.
So
Pakistan.
I think
Pakistan.
I forget which one's the smallest. Maybe Tajikistan or
Tajikistan,
Turkmenistan, maybe.
Turkmenistan.
Maybe Turkmenistan's the smallest, but whichever one that is, we're gonna go to next. So
Nice.
All right.
Pack your bags, boys.
it's not too far from Moldova,
Yeah.
relatively speaking, but
We need a theme song. Can Noah do that for us? And
we
make
have
us-
like a royalty-free one I use at the beginning, but yeah, there's no lyrics, so we need,
we need like
to
lyrics.
come up with a rap or something. but-
Oh yeah.
All right, so that wraps this one up, and yeah, we'll see you in the stands.
Okay.